I'm sure all of you are familiar with the Pokemon series. Every now and then, the developers of the popular series, Game Freak, branch off to make a different type of game. An example of this is the recently released eShop title, HarmoKnight. HarmoKnight takes place in the kingdom of Meldonia. There are some evil forces that threaten the lives of the citizens there, and somehow a princess gets involved. You play as Tempo, who is a young boy with the potential to one day be a HarmoKnight, and it's up to Tempo to save the world. The story in HarmoKnight is silly and cheesy, and by no means is the reason why you should play this game. The reasons why you should play this game is definitely for the gameplay and the presentation alone. This is a game in the runner genre, which means that you don't necessarily control the movement of the characters, but you do control their actions. And in this case, it's a lot of platforming and attacking enemies. Everything that you do throughout the levels adds to the musical track. So if you attack enemies at the correct time with Tempo's magical club, notes will appear. And once you collect those notes, more music will be added to the soundtrack. Now during Tempo's journey, he does meet up with a few friends that try to help him along the way. You'll be able to use some of these friends throughout some of the levels that you come across. And I found this rather pleasing just because all of the friends that Tempo meets up with attack their enemies in different ways, so it kind of switches things up a bit. Overall, I found the controls to be rather simple. They're easy enough to learn, but it does take some time to master. Not to mention the fact that you're going to have some sense of rhythm in order to be successful in this game. I do have to warn you that at times you probably will feel a little frustrated. I played through this game in different levels, totally got me frustrated just because I felt like I was doing the actions that I was supposed to, and for some reason they weren't responding or syncing up well with the music. So that led me to either be damaged by enemies or to fall on my death, and that's not fun at all. I'm not quite sure why this happens sometimes. I don't know if it's due to poor collaboration, but I just did want to warn you because it can be an issue throughout some spots. I really do love the cutesy, fun-loving presentation that HarmoKnight has to offer. The world is just full of charm and it has this magical feeling to it. I felt that the details and the visuals were just perfect. You know, they weren't overdone, and that's probably why the game gives off this magical feeling. The characters look great. There's a nice variety of different locations that you'll come across. HarmoKnight does support 3D, and I'm gonna be honest, I used the 3D throughout the cutscenes and I thought it looked great. It gave off this really nice sense of depth. Now, I couldn't actually play in 3D while I was going through the levels just because I found myself distracted and I kept dying, so I stopped playing in 3D. The music is awesome. I mean, there's some really great tracks in this game, and if you play through some of the levels enough, you'll totally get those tunes stuck in your head. Now, HarmoKnight is a downloadable game. As I said, you can get it off of the eShop, and it's going for $15. And I know a lot of people think that's a little too expensive, but to be honest, it's totally worth every penny. There's a lot of value added into this game. I mean, you have over 50 levels that you can play through. There are also 2 different difficulty levels, there's things to collect, and there's also bonus stages, which are really a treat because they relate to the Pokemon songs that you probably know really well. So if you guys are looking for something new to download and play on your Nintendo 3DS, I'm totally going to point you in the direction of HarmoKnight. I thought it was a magical experience. It's a lot of fun. I've put over 5 hours into the game, and I'm still playing through it now just to 100% it. It's that much fun. As always, I want to thank all of you for watching this video, and I'll check you next time.